Yeah, you were right. You know what? Wow. I did all of that and my whole dang thing was muted. Thank you for letting me know that. Priceless Phillips. Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to start all over again here because I can do it. Here's the things that I would start out with. I should have seen the little green thing. See, just whatever. All right, cool. Here's what I would start. 5 things. Hashtag live, hashtag replay if you're watching. Thank you, Priceless Phillip. I owe you on this one. I don't know how many times I've done this. I've done a show and it's completely muted. Totally appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. So here's the thing. When I started out, I did funnels, I did sequences, I did the busy work, I did all of that stuff. Okay. It looked really successful on the outside. But it was costing me time and energy all of the time. Like just so much of my time and energy. And so if I was starting out today, here's what I would do. I would completely do this differently. I made some notes here to make sure that I would follow the script to make sure I wasn't forgetting these things. So these are the 5 things that I would change. Start with the person, not the product. And I know this may sound like get your ideal client, but that's really not it because this is what I'm all about. I'm all about the dream client and how that person fits. So I'd start by asking the question, who do I want to wake up excited to help? That's the actual question. Not who do I want to wake up to because they're giving me money? No, it's because I'm waking up excited to help this person because they're awesome, they're aligned with me, that kind of thing. It's not about demographics. It's not. It's about an energy fit. When you show up or when people show up to your calls, or even if it's one-on-one, do you feel that energy? Is it a good energy? Is it a friendship energy? Something that you would have with a best friend? That's what everything that I do revolves. It all revolves around that. So I don't want clients to drain me. I don't want clients who question everything or who half commit. You ever get those people? So, you know, that's just me. This is what I would do differently. I do not care if someone's check goes through or their credit card goes through. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is, are they an energetic fit or are they going to question everything that I say? I do not know all the answers, but what I'm really great at is helping people take all the overwhelm, all the crap that's out there hitting them every single day, decisions, and helping them define, okay, here's where you want to go. Out of all of this, these are the 2 paths that I would take. Choose one of those. Let's work on this one and let's go see what happens. So I'm that guy that gets up off the table, look, everybody's brainstorming, okay, just choose one of those things and let's go. Let's get some data back. But if I have clients questioning me all the time, well, I'm not sure and I'm not this and what's going to happen here. And I don't know what's going to happen. Let's go find out and let's go test and find out. Right. So that's what I would change. I would not go after clients just because they are paying me. By the way, if you have a question, if you have feedback, anything like that, let me know in the chat. I'm glad to help you or answer your question. Or let me know if you're watching live with a hashtag live or hashtag replay. So again, I don't want clients who drain me just because they're giving me money. It does not matter. Everything is about an energetic fit. I build around dream clients and not around problems. Like, you've heard that advice before. Have a huge problem and then go solve it. Kind of true, but it's more about, well, it's a huge problem, but does the dream client fit? Because if I'm solving this problem and these are the dream clients that drain me, that's not good. Eventually, you'll just end up being really frustrated. That's what I would change. And I had that before. They're not bad humans. They're not bad people. They just didn't align with what I was doing. I was just selling a problem, solving a problem, but with people that were not aligned with where my mindset is and what they were expecting and all that kind of stuff. Number 2, pre-sell every single time. Pre-sell. I'd never build a program again before selling it. Never. I would test real demand by having real conversations. This is a huge one. This is what I talk about all the time. Thank you for being here live, Priceless Phillip. What a cool name, Priceless Phillip. So testing real demand. And this is what I mean. When somebody says, I need that, how do we start? That's when I start building. It's a completely different conversation than us saying, hey, if I built this thing, would you buy it? And then they say yes, and then we go and build it. I don't know how many times I've done it. I don't know how many times I've seen people do that, but I would never do that because I sent out millions, like multiple surveys. And like, hey, if I did this, if I did that, what do you think? Would you buy it? Would it be? And you get all this amazing feedback that says, yeah, I would definitely buy this. It doesn't matter about pricing. Forget about the pricing. But it never really worked for me. I sold 1 or 2 of them. Like, what happened? You told me you wanted this. So The key point here is you can have conversations or surveys or whatever it is you want to do. I like having real conversations with people. And then when they turn around and say, I need this, here's my money. How do I get in? How do I start? That's when I started billing. Even when I started Atlas did not exist. It was me telling the world or my tribe, listen, I think this is the problem that you have and this is where you want to go. And I've been through it. I think I can help you. Would you like to join me and build this thing together? Because I've got so many different solutions for you that I don't know which ones to use to get you to this point. And lo and behold, that's how Atlas started. People paid me $1,000 way back when I started it, and there was nothing that existed. And that's what I would do every single time. Never build until you have money in the bank with people who want to co-create with you. So that's what you want to do, is always look at building first, because you're going to get momentum. You're going to you have no wasted time whatsoever, and you have less guessing. Number three, get three. Number three, right? Get painfully clear on one problem. This is not something where you say, I help people get more aligned. That is way too vague. And so you want to talk about or focus in on one huge problem. And I'd ask this question: what's the moment that they want help? What's that moment look like? It's not about the situation or all that stuff. It's the moment. It's what are they typing into Google at 2 a.m. or now ChatGPTs, right? What are they typing? And I call this the bar stool moment. I call it where the person or your dream client walks in, sits down beside you at the bar, and they start complaining to the bartender, because that bartender is the therapist, the free therapist, right? So what are they complaining about? What's that thing? What's the one thing that's like, man, if I could just solve this one thing right now, I need, this is what would make me happier. And that's where the conversation begins. And so at that point, that barstool moment, that brings them into a belief chain. And there's a belief chain between what their moment of desperation is, or whatever they're trying to solve, to the outcome, the oasis that you can get them to. But there's this point where they want to buy, right? And most people in marketing talk about, hey, you've got this problem, right? Oh man, it's so cool. Listen, I built a program for that. Why don't you blah, blah, blah. And they try to sell them on that program. And what they're missing is the belief chain. Because people will not buy just because you identified their problem. People will buy because they know that you understand them and their situation, their problem, and where they want to go better than anybody else. And the only way that you can do that is by shifting their beliefs, not by manipulation, not by persuasion, none of that stuff. It's about shifting their belief by speaking to their beliefs, their non-beliefs, their limiting beliefs, right? Shifting the way that they look at it. And this is not taught a lot in marketing. It's that moment of, this is what I'm typing into Google. How can you get me there? Instead of selling me on the thing, talk to me about it and move the person along that belief chain. I don't know how many points in your belief chain you have, but this is one of the biggest areas where, when I'm dealing with clients, that we have a lot of discussions on, because it's not easy, right? It's not easy unless you have your coach zoom out, and they know what I'm talking about, by the way. They zoom out and they help you piece together what that belief chain looks like. Because I'll tell you something, here's a secret, is the fact that if you understand the belief chain, you have all your marketing. Like, that's all you need. Every time somebody asks me, what do I post? What's my video going to be about? What am I going to write about? I say, show me your belief chain. And a lot of them don't have it. And so I'm like, that's what you need. There's no reason to talk about anything else because they haven't bought from you yet, right? So you're trying to get them to buy. And instead of giving them sales stuff, you want to give them belief chain values that shift their perspectives. So something that they're open to understanding, or something that makes them understand. And again, not manipulation. It's just like shifting their perspective. You're getting into more of a leadership role and shifting their perspective, which is huge, huge, huge. I'm just going to double check down here on the Facebooks. Okay, cool. Hey, Collie, good to see you. I knew she'd be there. Okay, good to see you live. All right, so where was I? Number 3 on... Yeah, so that's it. Speak to that. If you have a clear problem, a lot of people don't really understand what their clear problem is. Clear equals fast sales. And again, I hate saying the word fast because people think it's like, oh, you say this and the next, you got money in your pocket the next day. That's not true. Okay, number 4, build a network, not a following. So I used to chase views and followers and reach, and it didn't convert. Like, that's just not what was happening. And I am not the greatest at building social followings and stuff. Even it's just not what I do, and I don't really care about it too much. It's all vanity metrics. So today I'd focus on trust. That's what I would do. Before, I wasn't focused on trust. I was focused on everything else everybody else told me to do. Build your following, send all these messages and all these things. And it's basically shotgun marketing. You got 1,000 followers or 100,000 followers or whatever. Sooner or later, somebody will buy from you if you just keep on DMing or emailing or whatever it was. So I would focus on real conversations with real humans. That's what actually moves the business forward. That's what I would do right now. You don't need more visibility. You need more resonance. You need more conversations with people who resonate with what you are saying. Number 5, trust my gut and ignore the noise. Huge. Most marketing advice is fear-based. I'll admit, a lot of my marketing used to be fear-based. Some of it today still even is, but it's tweaked a little bit more. But fear-based marketing. So I'd filter everything through the thought of, or the funnel of, does this feel true to me? Or is it just loud? Is it just noise? Am I just adding noise to the marketplace? So when I was doing all of this stuff and I was modeling and I had all of the templates and you name it, the fill in the blanks and the models of how to market every single day, because there's an excuse or reason why you could market and sell something today based on the day of it is. It's chocolate day. It's webcam day, like whatever, right? So I'm like, okay. And it was just noise. It was just me trying to sell stuff. So it didn't feel right to me. But because I committed to it, that 2016 to 19 era, I'm like, well, I'm going to do this because everybody's making $1 million a minute. I'm not. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. And every single time that I would do something, I'd be like, I don't know. My heart and my head were fighting all the time. But I ignored it. However, like I said, I'm glad that I did ignore it because I wouldn't be here telling you all this stuff of what you could avoid now. I'm glad I went through it. I spent lots and lots of money to go through those painful parts of my life, but I don't regret it. I think that's very, very valuable, but I don't want anybody else to go through that. I'd rather you keep your money and enjoy your life and transform people. So this is why I'm doing this. So simplicity always wins. That's the whole point. I'm always checking in with my gut. And even to this point, because I went through that era of spending money, lots and lots of money, and learning that, okay, this doesn't align with me. Now, even when I join something or I get into something and even spend lots of money, I don't worry about it. If it does not align with me right away, even if it's thousands of dollars, I will opt out. I will quit. It's not because I'm not willing to do the work or anything like that. It's just that my gut tells me this is not for you. And so those are sunk costs. I don't worry about, well, I signed up for this, I better go through with all this like I did before in 2016. Like, so now it's like, no, this is a one-time investment. I'm glad I figured this thing out right now, and I'm just not going to go forward with this and move on. So those are the 5 things that I would change right now if I was doing things over and over again. And I'm sorry about the mic being muted for the first, 20 minutes of this thing. And thank you so much for Priceless Philip for letting me know that it was muted, and at least I could fix it. So, okay. Next time, hopefully I'm going to look up at that corner green thingy and the VU monitors to make sure that it's on. If there's any questions, I don't see any questions coming in here, but I really appreciate you being here live. I will see you next week on another Heart-Centered Marketing Show with the mic on.